to this computadora. Let's record this here. Boom. Okay, cool. Well, buenas. Thank you guys for tapping in. We'll back up a little bit. Thank you guys for jumping on this call. So we're gonna have a fire call tonight, and what I want to tell you to start off, this call actually was completely inspired by this program that I'm doing with Grant Cardone. So for those of you who don't know, he's a really big real estate investor. Not really my cup of tea in the way he speaks, but his information is super valuable, super, super valuable. And I actually wound up sending the webinar that he was doing yesterday inside of the chat. And this was exactly what he spoke about. But I kind of took it, I broke it down, I digested it, and I'm bringing it to you guys just in a way that's going to make sense for us. You know, as entrepreneurs, as young entrepreneurs, obviously killing it. And every single one of us is a young entrepreneur, period, because it don't matter when you start, how you got started, what it doesn't matter what it is. We're all in this game. We're killing it. We got years and years and years ahead that we're going to build generational wealth with. When it comes to just applying it in our current business and also applying it moving forward. So what we're talking about today is one of the main things in being an entrepreneur, and that's cutting procrastination. And I'm a Taurus, so trust, I suck at this. Like, I am the type of person that I work best under pressure. I will leave it to crunch time. Like, I've always been that type of person. Granted, it come out fire, but like, while the teacher was collecting the homework, I was doing the homework. That was me growing up. So this is something that I've struggled with for a long time. And it's something that as I apply it in my business more and more consistently, I see the difference. So it's something that I want you guys to also take with you. So cutting procrastination out. So there are 5 pillars that Grant Cardone spoke about when it comes to being an entrepreneur and doing business, whether you're selling real estate or you're selling Monet, doesn't matter, and everything in between. Or both, doesn't matter, right? So the 5 pillars is cutting procrastination, monetizing and making offers, right? Promoting and marketing, following up and referrals, and staying motivated. So essentially what he's going to be doing moving forward is he's going to do a webinar on each of those things. Today, we're just going to talk about procrastinations. I feel like this is where we all need to get started. It's the foundation, like starting back to basics. So first thing about procrastination is the reality of it is the way to cut it out is you have to cut out time. The reason why we procrastinate is because we have this concept of time. We'll put it off for later. We put it off for tomorrow. We still have, we plan. We'll write it on my to-do list for tomorrow. We procrastinate. And I know for a fact there's something that every single one of us, at least one thing, I know I have about 10 things, but I know there's at least one thing that every single one of us is procrastinating on. Now, when you cut time out of it, when you get rid of that time aspect of it, for procrastinating, you're also getting rid of the fear aspect. Now you have no other choice. The reason why we primarily procrastinate is because there's an underlying level of fear. You're afraid to get uncomfortable. You're afraid to try something new. You're afraid to address something, whatever it may be. Maybe you're unfamiliar with it. There's fear. So how do you get rid of the fear of just doing, of just going, even if you know you're not prepared necessarily? By taking away time. Holding yourself accountable to, if it is draining your energy every single day when you wake up thinking about the one thing that you haven't got done with, make sure you take care of it right in that moment. If you wake up in the morning and it's the first thing on your head, just make the phone call. Figure it out after. Figure it out as you go through. When you cut the aspect of time out of it, when you take the put it off for later, you take the time out of it, you're reducing the fear. The only thing you're going to do is show up as your most genuine self. And what sells the most? You. So when you take out time and you stop procrastinating, you just do it. Who gives a fuck if you mess up? That's how you're going to learn. But you're going to show up as your most genuine self. You're going to show up as your most genuine entrepreneur. You're going to show up as your most genuine version of the business that you're promoting when you're promoting your personal brand. So cutting out procrastination is key. So what is the one crutch? Let's drop in the chat right now. What is the one crutch that you tell yourself that causes you to procrastinate? I know for me, my crutch is, I know I'm stupendous under pressure. So I'm like, fuck it, I can take care of it. I know I'll get it done. That's my crutch. But imagine how much better I could produce. Imagine how much of a different product I could produce if I had more time, if I planned it out, if I allotted the time to it. Same. Who else? Let me actually pull up the chat. I'm just going to put it over my face because I don't need to see myself. There we go. Perfect. Exactly. Like being so great under pressure. But at the end of the day, that's hurting us more than anything, because I know, even though I know I'm good under pressure, guess what I do to myself? Because I'm this type of person. Every single morning when I wake up, it's on my head. It drains my energy throughout the day. It literally takes creativity from me because I'm thinking about it, but I'm not addressing it. Drop a one in the chat if you feel the same way about certain things that you're procrastinating on. Facts. One's coming crazy. So when you cut out that time, when you cut out that time aspect of it, that's how you're going to reduce the fear of it. Once you reduce fear, what's going to happen? You're just going to show up as your genuine self. Who cares if you're not prepared? Nobody's going to know your path. Who's going to prepare you for your path? You could be the greatest salesman in the world. You know what I think about Drake? Drake always drops music for All-Star Weekend. Y'all peep. He always drops new music for All-Star Weekend. Why? Because everybody's going to blast it for All-Star Weekend. He's creating a vibe. There's a certain type of culture and energy when you go down there. There's events. People are popping. People are having the best times of their life. It's going to stick with them. It's emotional. Right? But with him, and when you think about when he does, when it comes to Drake, when he started off, people were sunning him. Wheelchair Jimmy, coming crazy at him, but nobody knew his path better than him. And deadass, he's the best in the game. Nobody can even deny it. Even rappers before him that were the best in the game. Lyrically, what he produces under pressure, annually, how many hits he produces is the best in the game. But he didn't allow anybody else to control his path. He trusted himself. And he made mistakes, and he learned the hard way, and he made the connections when he was young. His first album came out, he was 19, young. He already has stayed within the industry. He was already making network connections. So I think about that with us as well. Think about like, who told him to drop music every year to market himself properly during All-Star Weekend? He did. So I'm gonna create a whole vibe. Nobody else thought about that. Nobody else would think about the things that you do, especially when you're inside the environment. You're showing up as your most genuine self. You're taking the fear out of it. So when you're showing up as your most genuine self, you're going to be able to trust yourself. Be confident when you step to the plate. This is your business. Can't nobody tell you what to do but you. And you know how you want to treat your clientele. And you know how you want to treat your market partners. And you know how you want to treat your potential clients. And you know how you want to treat your network connections. Trust yourself. There's no need to procrastinate. Stop being afraid of shit. There's nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. And that putting it off stuff, I'm going to sit here and say that I need to hold myself accountable. So I expect all of you guys to hold me accountable while I hold y'all accountable to that. Yes, we're fire under pressure, but you know how much more shit we could get done if we just did it today? What we have for a year plan could get done in 2 months if we just didn't procrastinate, if we just accelerated our process. So the first thing that we have to do is, I don't want you to feel like you have to be right all the time. And this is something that's cultured within us, right? When we go to school and we raise our hands and we get picked on, if we don't have the right answer, it's almost like we get shamed for it. So that type of, culture is instilled in us throughout our time, throughout our life. It's cool to be wrong as an entrepreneur. It's fine. You'll figure it out. You'll learn better. And you know what? Sometimes mistakes actually create the best out of it. A lot of the biggest businesses were created from an accident. So don't be afraid to be wrong. Unlearn that like, oh, if I'm wrong, I'm going to get shunned. Somebody's going to yell at me. Somebody's going to take something away from me. I'm going to get demoted. No, it's your business. It's your brand. Every single one of us shows up every day as their sole entrepreneur. So unlearn that process. And when you like it, stand up for it. I'm going to repeat that. And when you like it, stand up for it. If you look at me, if you look at my page, yes, I'm a real estate agent, but there are certain things that I feel very strongly about. There are certain things that I love, that I'm passionate about, and it's reflected in my page. It's reflected on my profile all the time. All the time. I don't give a fuck who doesn't like it. The way I speak, I don't give a fuck who doesn't like it. I stand up for it. I stand up for what I believe in. I stand up for what I'm building. I know what I want to be known for. I know what my legacy will hold. I know when people look back at me and talk about me in the street, they're only going to be able to say what I know that I'm able to put forward. I know when years to come, my nieces and my nephews, they're going to speak about me. I know what I'm projecting onto them. And I'm cool with that. And I believe in that. And I will stand up for that. Feel the same way about your business. So when you cut out the procrastination, even if you feel like, oh, like maybe you procrastinate because you're not sure that everybody's going to relate to it. Maybe you procrastinate because you're not sure, will everybody like it? You don't even like everybody. We see that meme all the time, right? If you like it, stand up for it. Cut the procrastination out. Stop thinking about everybody else's feelings. They don't matter. You are here for you. At the end of the day, our why is what? It can't be for anybody else. It has to be for yourself. And you deserve that. And you deserve that. So the first thing you have to do is the due diligence. The first thing you have to do is cut that. Is stand up for what you believe in, and then do the due diligence afterwards. So when you cut the procrastination out, right now, name 3 things. Drop them in the chat right now. 3 things that you're procrastinating on. I'll name mine. I have not finished editing my videos for Coffee with Coco, my season 2 that's dropping at the end of this month and the beginning of next month. I need to clean this office. It's a fucking mess in here, but I've been going like crazy. I just got back from Miami, and that's not an excuse. I'm just making excuses, but these needs to get done. So that's the second thing that I'm procrastinating. And the third thing that I'm procrastinating is I actually need to call my business partner in Florida to schedule when we're going to do our lives. Those are the 3 things that I'm procrastinating. Name 3 tangible things that you're procrastinating right now. Drop them in the chat. Jeanette, taxes, same. That's another thing. Organize my new office. My homework that I'm still staring at. Content for my Facebook group, creating valuable content, organizing my office space, homework, laundry, content, organizing my brand, clean my room. This is all shit y'all can do right now. You guys can be on your training call right now. You guys can be on this call cleaning your room. You guys can be, Tiff, you can be on this call also creating content on your phone. Ruby, you could be on this call organizing your office space. This is all stuff that we could be doing at the same time, right? Understand when you cut the procrastination out of it, if you had gotten done, Tiff, if you had created your content today, what would that open up the door for tomorrow? How much more time in your day would you have for tomorrow if you just get it done today? What could you address tomorrow? So cutting out that time factor, it's really now or never. Let's do it. Let's do it. And let's do the due diligence later. When it comes to us putting off following up and talking to clients and things like that, jumping on a call, do it now. There has been times where I have jumped on calls with investors that they're looking into property that I have never worked with before. Like commercial property, I've never worked with fucking kitchens with exhaust vents and shit like that. I still need to call them. So what I do, I call them, they ask me questions. I'm like, I'm definitely gonna double check with my broker for you. There's anything I couldn't answer at the moment, but I'll do my due diligence later. But let me get on this call and create, get the wheel going, get it started so that I can figure it out after. There's one thing that I'm gonna tell you guys, and I pray to God that you take this week for the rest of your life. If anybody gives you an opportunity, say yes, figure it out after. Literally, even if you're not qualified. Even if you are not qualified, just say yes. I do that shit all the time. Somebody hit me up, oh my gosh, do you do multi-million-dollar properties within the southern New Jersey area? I absolutely do. I will drive 4 hours to your ass in South Jersey if I need to and sell you $1 million property. Yes, I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. I don't know any of the laws down there. I don't know anything. I don't know the location. I don't know anything down there, but I will do it. Thank you for calling me. I appreciate you. Hangs up phone, Google's where they're looking at. Google's everything about it. Do your due diligence later, but take the opportunity. It's given to you for a reason. Figure it out and trust yourself. You will figure it out. You won't accept an opportunity that you're not technically qualified for if you don't trust yourself. You know what you're capable of. So the last thing that I want to talk about, because this call is going to only be a half an hour, guys, and I'm trying to give you as much energy as possible, but I'll be completely honest with you. I'm dying. My neck is killing me, and I have a terrible migraine this entire call. But the last thing that I just want to talk to you guys about is just don't allow yourself to stop yourself from everything that you're praying for. That when people talk about that aspect of you radiating and aligning and manifesting, like you have to radiate, the people say it all the time, like you have to be right here within. You're like, yeah, I'm fucking trying to be right here within. I'm just like, it's not working, right? You literally have to just trust yourself and believe. Number one thing is just to do it. Everything else will fall into place. So just do it. Cut the time part out, cut the procrastination part out. It's not good for you. You're building so much bigger and better. You already see the difference. That procrastination shit, that was past you. That was the person that you were a month ago. That was the person you were a year ago. That was the person that all your friends were when you hung out with them 2 years ago. That's who that was. Make room for yourself now. Hold yourself accountable. Hold the people that you love accountable. and continue to push forward in your process. All right. And that's the end of it, guys. I love you guys. I hope you guys are having a great one. Normally I like to open up the floor for questions, but I cannot. This light is killing me. My head is, I'm done. But I have the recording. So hopefully we can do like a part 2 to this call. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You're welcome. Bye, guys.